Okay, Harley, wait, hold on, this isn't right. Give me 1 second. All right, that's a little better, don't you think? Just in case you were curious, this actually is a legit Harley Davidson race team shirt. But anyway, like I said, all is forgiven. Harley just released the coolest bike I've ever seen from the motor company. I don't care that it's $110,000. This is exactly what they needed to shut somebody like me up, finally. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the show. And today we're doing another news roundup, and we're gonna be spending some time on that CVO Road Glide RR. But we've got some other news from Honda, and we've got some news from Aprilia, which is also pretty cool. But seriously, we have to talk about that RR. When I first saw it, I thought, okay, this is gonna be, you know, some cool carbon fiber bodywork, raised rear end, and a fancy exhaust. That is not what this motorcycle is. This motorcycle is the equivalent of a Harley-made Shelby Cobra or like a Roush version of a Ford F-150. It is Harley taking literal technology off of their race bike platform and putting it into a street bike. And I know that people are saying, well, Indian has already made a version of their King of the Baggers bike that you can buy. And you're right. The problem is that bike is track only. The CVO RR, that is the street legal motorcycle that you can go buy. There's only 131 of them out there, which I think is also pretty cool. But this thing, it's the coolest motorcycle I've ever seen roll out of Milwaukee. Specs wise, we are working with a 131 cubic inch motor that is putting down 153 horsepower and 150 foot-pounds of torque. Now, I know a lot of people are gonna want a comparison to the Rocket 3. The Rocket 3 is making more power, that's true, but I mean, an American V-twin in what is essentially a sport bike. I will also say the Rocket 3 is way more affordable, but it's not nearly as cool. I know a lot of people are looking at the power figures and they're looking at the price and they're looking at how this is one of the first Harleys that has fully adjustable suspension in the front. It's got Öhlins front and rear. It's got a full set of Brembo brakes. It's got what really look like mid-mounted pegs. Almost. They're still a little bit far forward. It has the pommel on the gas tank so that you can actually lean forward and lean off the bike and put your knee onto something. That's that big pillow-like object that's sitting in front of the racers in the King of the Baggers bikes. That's because the tank is so low that based on where the seating position is on the motorcycle, they don't have anything to grab onto with their legs, so they put the pommel on the gas tank. But to me, that is not the coolest thing about this motorcycle. There's two things that I really need to shout out here. First and foremost, it is the exhaust. This exhaust looks really nice. It is the nicest looking exhaust I've seen on a stock Harley Davidson yet. But the really cool thing, the coolest thing on this motorcycle is the swing arm. The technology behind the King of the Baggers Harley Davidson swing arm is nuts. It starts out as one giant block of aluminum, and then they mill it out, and it's just this one contiguous billet aluminum swing arm. They put that on a street bike. For all those people who are saying that this is just a styling exercise or something like that, that is bullshit. This motorcycle is legitimately Harley Davidson's race technology on the street. This is what I've been wanting to see for a long time. Look, I get this motorcycle is expensive. I know it's $110,000 and there's only 131 of them out there. But this is what I've been screaming at Harley Davidson to do for so long. To me, this opens the door to something really unique. And this is what I'd love to see next. If anybody at Harley Davidson is watching this, here's what I'd want to see. Take everything out of that Batwing. Cut everything out of it. Go back to just like a simple plastic one. We don't need the carbon fiber. Just make a plastic cowl, put a light in there, and then have nothing else in there. take the old dashboard that was off of the Lowrider ST, that old little calculator dash, and throw it on there. We don't need the big clocks. Then take all of the like cruise control and all that crazy stuff off of the motorcycle, strip it back so that it's a throttle and some brakes. It's all we're gonna need. Throw some high mounted bags on there, raise the rear end, just put Showas on it. It doesn't need Owens, just put Showas on there. And you don't need like crazy Brembo Stylemas, you could do it with Nissans too. Essentially what I'm asking for is I'm asking for the RR with the 114 or the 117 motor in it, stripped back with essentially nothing on there. It's a motor and two wheels. And I know you recognize that term, a motor and two wheels, because that's what the Sportster S was designed to look like. Give us that with a Road Glide. Call it the Road Glide single R if you want. Give us that swing arm, which I know is gonna be the most expensive part on that motorcycle, and job done. I'll buy one of those in a heartbeat, I swear. That bike, if you could get it around like, I don't know, 20, 25 grand, something like that, that would be amazing. Me personally, I'd like to see that around like 15 to 17 grand, just because there's nothing in there. Like seriously, I'm talking no technology. Maybe you put your drag torque slip control system in there and all the other like rider safety aids that you do, but you could also probably get away with not having that. Just have ABS and have it toggleable. But give us the seat, give us the pommel, give us all the cool stuff off of this bike in an approachable package, and then you're really racing on Sunday, selling on Monday. When I say that the CVO RR has me excited, I'm not joking. This is by far, in my opinion, the coolest Harley Davidson ever made. I'm just gonna say that. Now imagine you're out there cruising around on your CVO RR. I mean, I know this isn't a Harley, but imagine instead of going burr, this thing went potato. You grab yourself a fistful of throttle, all of those 153 ponies of freedom come shooting out of the back of that Acra pipe, and your phone flies right out of your back pocket because you chose to use an inferior carrying system on your motorcycle. To save you that embarrassment, I've partnered with Quadlock to bring you the very best in phone handlebar interface technology. I've got a Quadlock mount on every single one of my motorcycles, not just because they sponsor the channel, but because I genuinely believe this is the best way to carry your phone on a motorcycle. I've ridden on-road, I've ridden off-road, I've ridden on a racetrack, and no matter where I've been, if I've had my phone on the handlebars, it has not come off. They've got a full suite of accessories like their wireless charger, but my favorite is actually the mag wallet because I just get to keep all my cards and my phone in one place so that I don't lose them because I'm a forgetful human being. Click that link down in the description below and check out everything that Quadlock has to offer, and a huge thanks to Quadlock for sponsoring the channel. But I want to move on to the next piece of news here, and that is Aprilia has officially filed for a new RSV 1000 trademark. And I think this is really exciting too. Personally, as the owner of a 1 of 200 Tuono, I am super excited to see the V-twin come back to the Aprilia lineup. Those V990s are something truly special, and somebody who's ridden one of the Milets or the Tuonos knows what I'm talking about. Those motors are reliable, they're punchy, they sound great, and it's everything that I would want from a street-going sport bike. That's not to say that the Tuono V4 and the RS V4 aren't amazing motorcycles. They are. They are just a little too much. The gap between the RS 660 and the RS V4 is insane. There's no real easy way to make that jump. But giving somebody a V-twin 1000cc motor again to go head to head with something like the Panigale V2, I love that. I absolutely love that. I think we really need to see the resurgence of the V-twin superbike because those things are so much fun. Me personally, I won't die happy until I get to ride an RC51 because those things are just so cool. It was the Ducati killer. At this point, I'll probably be buried with my Tuono because it is just so much fun to ride. It's so comfortable, it's huge, it's torquey, it sounds amazing, and it's Italian and cool. And I love the idea that that's coming back. That is such That is so exciting. In a world where we see everybody abandoning the V-twin for the parallel twin, it's great to see somebody being like, nah, we got parallel twins. That's great and all, but V-twin. To the folks over at Piaggio Group, if you're watching this and you get one of those bikes in a press fleet and a press launch in the next few years, let me know. We're probably looking, if they've just gotten the trademark for it, we're probably looking at like 2030 at this point before those bikes actually get out there, because they're probably doing design right now and then production is like 3 or 4 years out. So I would expect we see the first one of these, like first renderings pop up in the next year or two, and then we see the bike at EICMA in 2028 or 2029. But if this crotchety old guy is still around doing motovlogs, then I would love to go to a press launch for that thing. And then we're gonna wrap up one with something that's just kind of quirky and so Japanese and so un-Honda-like. Honda is making a Pokemon motorcycle. Now, I'm definitely one of those kids who grew up going to school in the morning, sitting in the back of the car, playing Game Boy Color with Pokemon Yellow in it. That's definitely aging myself, but I don't really care. This is just kind of fun and goofy and nostalgic, and I like it. I know it's some modern Pokemon that I don't know because I haven't played one of those games in years, but I still like it. It's fun and goofy. But on some real Honda news, we also have word that finally the CB 1000 SP, the new 1000 Hornet, is coming to the United States, which again, shut me up because I didn't think it was coming. We also have the NT 1100, which is coming to the US, which the touring dads are gonna love because I imagine it's very comfortable and it'll go forever. It's like a sporty gold wing. I'm gonna reach out to the folks over at Honda to see if I can get myself plugged into a press launch, because it would be really cool to get my hands on one of these as a Hornet owner and lover myself, and as somebody who just came off of the CB 1000R, which I thought was a really great motorcycle, if a little bit choked up. But that's gonna wrap this one up for today. Let me know your thoughts on that Harley down in the comments below. Do you think that this thing is way too overpriced, or do you think that this is exactly the shot in the arm that Harley needs? Me personally, I would definitely have a poster of this in the garage. I may see if I can get one of my guys over at Harley Davidson to send me one, because that would be really cool. Get, you know, like a CVO RR floor mat or something. I mean, how cool is that?